So if you are someone like myself that this past year wasn't like super amazing or super great, I feel for you, because that was definitely how my journey was this past year of 2023. I want to share my story, how I've been doing this 3 honor list that honestly is changing my life. I've been doing it for the last couple of months and I'm already seeing a drastic change in my life. This on my honor list was what really set my life off in a short period of time, and that is because I did these 2 exact things together. And what that was is hello goddesses and gods, welcome to this video. So as you can see in the title of this video, I am going to be sharing my 3 honor list method to reinventing yourself, and specifically when it comes to 2024. We only have 3 more months. It's probably less now before we go into 2024. So this video is a lot different from my other previous videos on my channel, kind of chasing a little bit of pace, but also I want to share my story about this past year and how I've been doing this 3 honor list that honestly is changing my life. I've been doing it for the last couple of months and I'm already seeing a drastic change in my life, in my reality, and so much more. So just to give a kind of like quick backstory of like this past year of 2023, I'm going to be really honest with you guys. Like, this was the hardest year ever. 2023 was not a good year for me, goddesses. It was just completely trash. And if you are someone that is feeling that, I totally understand. I left Los Angeles because I was living in Los Angeles. I was living there for 6 years and there were just things that kept happening. My grandmother passed away. It was just a shit show, in the best way to put it. I have been doing my 3 honor list for the last couple of months and I can already see a drastic change mentally, physically, emotionally, even spiritually. And honestly, when it comes to my other videos, when I started my baby stripper journey, I'm going to be so real with y'all. I was not myself. Just my mindset and how everything was just not going how I was planning. I wasn't happy. That's really what I'm trying to get at, you guys. Like, I was not happy. When you watch those videos, I know it probably seems like I'm going for it and I have great energy and I'm very abundant and stuff like that, but I really wasn't when it came to the strip club. Even when I worked at go dancing, but for pole dancers, even that, like, even though I got like a set rate of like 300 and stuff like that, it was just everything. I literally have a video on how they didn't even pay anyone on time, but anyway, that's besides the point. You get what I'm putting down. It was just a lot. So now with that all being said, I'm going to go into the 3 honor list, because I know a lot of you goddesses are like, what is the 3 honor list? What is this? What are you talking about? So I'm going to share with you goddesses what that is. So before we get further into the video, I just want to do some housekeeping. If you are new here and you would like to check out my Instagram and TikTok, on my Instagram and TikTok is a little bit different from content on here. I do post poll content, but as well as a lot of affirmation and things that can help you goddesses. If you are someone that is on Threads, as I share a lot of insights that I experienced through my healing journey and all that and more, and tips and so much more on there. So definitely check me out on those platforms, which will be linked in description. Okay, so now let's get into the meaty stuff. First thing that I want to go over with you goddesses that is really important when you go on this journey of your 3 honor list, first and foremost, is self-awareness. Being aware that you want to change is the first step to anything, honestly. Something that I realized, especially in, I feel like our day and age, there are people that I've noticed that just from conversations and whatnot, and even on the internet, that people lack a lot of self-awareness. With that being said, that is most important of one, you just being aware that you want to change. And one of my favorite YouTubers that I love watching, especially when I'm on a journey where I'm like, I want to be abundant, I want to live a certain life and all that and more, and how do I get there? I watch Bria Jones. One of the videos that she recently just posted, she made this statement in her video, and she stated, we can't make changes to do better if we're not clear about what there is to change. If you are not aware of what you want to change within you, how are you going to change anything in your reality? So now I'm going to break down how I came across the honor list. So I was just going on my journey of healing myself, trying to find videos on YouTube that will just kind of push me in the direction that I'm looking for. Now there was a YouTuber, I cannot remember her name right now. If I find the video, I will put it up above. She had did this thing where it was a 3 list. She didn't call it a 3 honor list, but she had a list of 3 things that she wanted to do every day, and they weren't big or small necessarily, they weren't huge, and I'll go into that a little bit more. So that was the first video that I came across where I was like, okay, 3 things. And it was simple things. So again, just kind of going through my deep dive and trying to heal myself and be where I want to be in life, there was this other video, and it was like, within 7 days your life will change or something like that, and it's like a robot dude. This robot guy says, say these 4 things each and every day and throughout the day, and what they were is: I love myself, I trust myself, I value myself, and I honor myself. So I put the 2 and 2 together, and I was like, I'm going to create a 3 honor list. With that being said, I want to sit here and say the second biggest thing that is important is to build trust with yourself, and the only way that you're going to be able to do that is by honoring yourself, by showing up for yourself. And that is where the 3 honor list comes into play. So the first thing that I want to share with you guys is that the time frame when I start my honor list throughout the day. So I start in the morning. This is a morning routine, okay? And I will break it down a little bit more on how you can kind of get prepared to start your next day and all that and more to begin your honor list to yourself, because this is all for you and trusting in yourself to getting to where you want to be. Now, when it comes to the 3 honor list, you are choosing 3 simple things to do every day, and you are not going to make excuses. You're going to do these 3 things daily. So one of the biggest things that I'm going to sit here and tell you goddesses is to make it simple, goddess. I hate that whole phrase where back in school, when you were in elementary school or even in high school, where they were like, make it simple, stupid, make it simple, stupid. I hated that. I don't like that. We're not going to be talking down to ourselves. That's not what we do here. Okay. It is make it simple, goddess. You need to make 3 things that are simple for you to do, and stay tuned because I will give you examples. So first things first, before we make the list, you have to ask yourself this question: what do you want to change in your current reality? This is a very important question, because if you do not know what you want to change, like I stated earlier in the video, if you don't know what you want to change, you're not going to really get very far. So you need to ask yourself, what do you want to change about yourself in your current reality? And then the next question that you need to ask yourself is, what is your goal? So with that all being said, now I'm going to share examples. So I'm just going to take a moment and say, if you haven't written down those 2 questions, please go write down those 2 questions so you can answer them for later. So I'm just going to pretend that you goddesses already have an answer and everything, so we can move into how to create the 3 honor list. So the very first example that I'm going to do, this is something that I've been doing personally. The first thing that I do in the morning when my alarm goes off at 9 a.m., I get up, I go brush my teeth, wash my face, and then I go put on my shoes, and I go outside and I go for a walk. Now, I do not go for a super long walk. I go down the street, I go back up the street, and then I may go back down and go back up a few times, then go walk around my neighborhood or in the complex that I live, and then I come back inside. I would say you do not have to go on a long walk. So when you do go on a walk, don't be on your phone. Either listen to music, whatever you want to do, and just go for a little walk. Just start like that. The biggest thing is ultimately that you need to take away from this is you just need to start. Do it! Just do it! It doesn't have to be something big. I want to make that clear. You just need to start. Second thing that I do on my list is make tea. So I don't know if y'all are really into cartoons. I don't know, obviously. I feel like y'all can tell that I'm pretty much into anime and cartoons, just kind of from, I feel like, the things that I use in my videos. With that being said, I grew up watching Last Airbender Avatar, and I think his name is King Iroh, his uncle, yeah, where he was very much like a tea enthusiast. He had a lot of wisdom when it came to tea, and something that I think is so simple that we may not take as something very big and prevalent. I'm gonna find a clip from the show that really spoke to me when I was a kid.
I see. That's why we're drinking tea. To calm the mind.
Oh yeah, good point. I mean, yes.
I'm sick of tea.
Sick of tea? That's like being sick of breathing.
This is the best tea in the city.
The secret ingredient is love.
He just speaks so lovingly about tea. And I also remember that one episode where they were pretending to not be, you know, a part of the Fire Nation. He like warmed his tea up. Nephew like knocked it out of his hand because he's like, bro, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? We almost got killed because you really love your tea that much. The point of all of this is I do that simple step of making tea in the morning. And I make chai tea with some honey and hot water and almond milk. That is what I use. And I think the best way to put it is like it's sweetening my day. If I'm starting my day off on the right foot, my day is going to be really great. And honestly, that's how I started today. And that's why I feel so abundant and I just feel so good and so positive. So that is the second thing that I do when it comes to my honor list. And then the third thing, this on my honor list was what really set my life off. If you have been following my channel, I have went on tour, I've done music videos in a short period of time, and that is because I did these two exact things together. And what that was is journaling and visualizing. Those are two key components that is going to manifest whatever it is in your life. But there's something that you have to do that is very important first, and that is shadow work. So with that being said, I understand that shadow work is kind of a topic that people either don't really know what shadow work is, or that's kind of hard, or they don't really know where to begin. So I'm going to share my story real quick when it comes to journals. So back in 2020, that is when I started my healing journey, and I started journaling in my book very consistently. And shadow work isn't something easy. So with that being said, I'm going to share when I did start journaling and what I felt was missing. So I have this journal that I created. It is a digital ebook as well as a physical book that is being sold on Barnes and Nobles that I created for you goddesses. If you are interested, it is in the link in description. In my book, I break down what shadow work is and the reason for shadow work. And when it comes to manifesting and the things that you want in your future, you need to have self-awareness. You have to have self-awareness, but as well as being aware of your trauma. So I'm going to give you a couple of prompts that are in my journals that you goddesses can write down right now and you can use for yourself to start your journey right now. And the first prompt is, what emotions do you try to avoid? What makes you afraid to feel it? And what are you afraid will happen if you feel it? Which brings me into visualization. When it comes to visualization, you have to feel what it is that you want. Maybe you're a goddess that already journals in your book and nothing's really happening, and even when it comes to visualizing, it's like I'm not getting anything, nothing's happening, no changes. You have to feel what you are visualizing. For me, when you visualize, you feel things. So I'll give you a prime example. One day while practicing in my home studio, I decided to play live music from this artist in particularly. Just before I started dancing to her live music, I would close my eyes, and hearing the live music that I was listening to with the crowd screaming and her singing live and all that and more, I was like, okay, I can feel this, I can see this. And when I opened my eyes, I saw myself, and there was like crowd of people around me, even though I'm in my own apartment, but it felt so real to me. And I feel like the biggest thing is when you go into visualizing, you really do have to kind of tap in to that childlike essence. So that's why I think it's really important for you to do the shadow work. In my book specifically, there are certain sections that have to do with childhood memory, shadow and relationship, accepting imperfection, uncovering fear, and your higher self, and identifying limiting beliefs. And there's so much more sections in my book that will help you be able to unpack the reasons to kind of why maybe you're having a hard time to manifesting as well as visualizing. Also, I will share too that when it comes to you doing a lot of shadow work is not easy and it's not fun, and you are going to have a tough time time. That's literally what I've been doing for the last couple of months, and I feel like I'm now at a place where I'm still healing myself, but I'm pretty much out of the dark place, I feel. So in my book in particularly, there is a section that has quote of the day. And in the quote of the day, it says that I am worthy of love, success, and all the wonderful things that life has to offer. Because it's very important to remind yourself of such abundant and loving things to yourself. As you scroll down, there is today I am grateful for, and then you write down what you're grateful for, because giving gratitude is very, very important to yourself, to the universe, and to your ancestor. And it's honestly the most magical thing that you can do in order to bring in abundance into your world. Being someone that really hasn't been that in love with life, I totally understand if it's kind of hard to think positively, but this is the step that you need to take in order to change your world and change your reality. And then after you do that, there is a section that you can do late at night before you go to bed, which asks you nighttime questions about like, how was your day amazing, or what made your day amazing, and what happened today, and all those things and more. So with that all being said, I have a very important questions to ask you goddesses, and that question is, what 3 honorable steps will you be taking today? And let me know in the comments below. So if you would like more videos like these, do not forget to love on that like button, as well subscribe for more videos like these. Love you goddesses, and see you in the next one.
Just do it! So just do it! Just do it!